Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another gameplay here on Rain Day Gaming. My name is, of course, Rain Day, and we are taking a look at Moji, the one and only flank healer. The combination so unbeatable that I'm going to show you guys. It is pretty nuts. This is definitely a sleeper legendary for her, and I want to talk about all that Moji does as you see the gameplay underneath and watch me going through the action here, because she can be dominant and she can also be hard to figure out. So hopefully new players, if you haven't played Moji or been a little scared, not sure if she's viable, will latch onto this and just sink their teeth in. So the first thing I want to talk about is Toot, this legendary that gives Moji the ability to heal her allies. This legendary is extremely good, and actually, I'm giving you a little bit of insider trading info here, but is actually doing better than a lot of her other legendaries in terms of actually getting wins on the table. And that is something curious because, of course, why would that be? I mean, it's not like there's a big discrepancy. This isn't crazy to write home about, but just saying there's something here. And I think part of it is that this flank capability of being an off tank is get a nice flick shot there under the Drogos. An off healer is important. Off healers have been very prevalent in Paladins. Grok has switched over almost to like a main healer, but still he's an off healer role. And I think it's been incredibly cool to see them be successful. And now what we're witnessing is that they're actually able to be successful at a high level, even in different classes. So Moji's off healing capabilities, just by doing Moji things, dashing around, leaves this trail of gas that heals allies for, I believe, 600 health at level 4, that bound level that you're going to play in competitive and ranked in esports, and allows them to do it over 3 seconds, so about 200 health per second for anyone who walks over it, and 30% movement speed as well, which is a hugely important just aspect of a first-person FPS, you know what I mean? Just an FPS in general. I don't want to say the S word because I don't want the demonetization to be like, oh, he's saying bad things, it's controversial. Anyway, so we're referring it to as FPS. So I think this is really cool, and I've honestly gotten about 45,000 healing. That is my highest that I've gotten on this legendary in a game playing a flank damage carry. So I'm doing both. Best damage, best healer as well. As you can see, whoa, the shield blocking the dragon punch. I still get taken down. But the point of the fact is, the fact of the matter is, this shield is also something that's extremely powerful in Moji, and something that pros are going to have to figure out how to use. And I apologize again, I think I'm dropping frames, but this is not necessarily, if you can notice it, great, but I notice it a little bit because sometimes when you have a 144 hertz monitor, it freaks out when you open up another tab on one of your other monitors. It's a weird thing. I don't know what that's about, so if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know. But anyway, sometimes it'll look super smooth. You open up like Twitch on the other side, and all of a sudden, you can't see a thing. It's like from the 80s. I don't know what's going on. Did they even have monitors in the 80s? I'm not sure if they did. I'm so lost. Cell phones weren't even invented till the 80s, the 90s. Dear God, let's get back into this Moji gameplay. Heading into, of course, that capability to heal to 20 to 45,000. Adding something like that to a team is going to be impactful. So that's why I think Moji does well when she's able to pick this up. I also think it's that her other legendaries, they do help her, but they're not that. They don't change her playstyle. They don't add that certain dynamic that I think is so impactful to have, more so than Toot, to be honest. The other one I would look at is maybe the ultimate, but I have a problem with the ultimate right now, and I want to talk to you guys about that in just a second. As that off-field role, can we see flanks becoming more of an off-field with Moji interested in esports and maybe being a part of that high-level play? Would we see maybe instead of the Grover pickup, maybe the Moji pickup, to playing super defensive, poke from range, get in when she needs to, and be super survivable and stay alive? Maybe that's something that I think could happen if you look at Toot really allowing that movement speed and all of those things to catch up and be impactful. I'm just going ahead and changing and seeing if I can just exit out of Twitch, and maybe this will look a little better. It looks all right to me. We'll figure it out. I don't know. So let's talk about some of the in-depth tricks for Moji and what I like here as well as far as the build. I've been running a lot of movement speed after I get hit on my magic barrier. I find that higher levels it does work, but at level 4 I'm not sure if that's going to be the best. Honestly, I don't know if it's enough movement speed. I think it's maybe 16%. I don't know if that's enough to really encourage it. Otherwise, I'd probably go for the cooldown reduction. Obviously, reducing the cooldown of your scamper, your dash, allowing you to heal up to, I think, a couple hundred during your dash at level 4 as well. All of these things are really good for this build because it's just constant sustain from this. I hit the snack time, and here's my big problem. I was almost going to get there, but she moved very quickly, and she seemed to have had resilience on her, so she just popped right out of that. But that leads me to my one problem that I do have with Moji right now, and as I think that her ultimate, which is such a big part of her kit, kit is super unreliable in terms of hitting. I think it is almost too big of a cost for a flank to play and consistently do well with, and that's okay. Flanks may not need to consistently be able to own and one-shot everybody. I mean, you understand, Drogoz has been harder and harder to hit as we've seen him develop as a character. Just flight duration shortened, all those things, speed shortened, the movement ability kind of taken away, some of that control, as we're in a very tough spot here, so we're gonna have to try to fight our way out, but looks like we are. Oh, that's one for the money. Looks like we might pick up 3 here. Triple kill going into Drogoz. How low is he? I might be able to get the quadra. We do. Last shot, last kill, the spray, and a little bit of weapon inspect right there, because these guys, they help me do it all. Getting revealed by the Lex, so he is somehow around, you would assume, maybe in the backside. But yeah, I really do feel that her ultimate, unreliable to hit, which is okay, but it's unreliable to confirm. She has to run over it, and it's sometimes very hard. They don't lose movement speed when they become that candy, it feels like. Maybe they do lose a little bit, but it's not enough in comparison to the Moji movement speed that she has normally. If your Scamper does it, but Scamper's hard to maneuver, right? So you can't usually reliably, they could juke out your Scamper a lot of times. I've found, as this Drogoz looks to be messing with me, but I do find that it's just, I would like their movement speed to be reduced a little bit lower, because they're already untouchable by your teammates, right? What you're doing is you're saying, I hope that I can get this finishing blow so that I am able to then get the kill and get them out of combat. But if you don't get the kill, what you've done is basically given them immunity, just like that, and the Dragon Punch, see ya later. That is just too good, as you guys can see going into it. It's just going to be very, very difficult for this Drogoz to take me down, because that magic barrier is so good, and we're going to talk about her big pros right after this. But yeah, anyways, I would like to see, as a constructive criticism, I'd like to see the movement speed on enemies when they get put in that little snack time a little bit slowed down, like slowed down a little bit more. I would really hope to see that, so that it could just be easier for Moji to walk up. If she does get herself into the thick of things, if she does go take a tank out and she walks into the middle of the fight, that it isn't like, can I actually catch up with this person to do it? Like, not only do I have to use my cooldown Scamper to get in there, I have to use my ult, and then I have to completely, you know, expose myself without using my magic shield, because that slows you a lot. So I think that's a weakness of hers in a weird way. I think it is, because half the time you miss and you hit it, but then you can't get them, and you've just given Inara like 3 seconds of immunity to your team, right? Like that, and that's not what you want to do. So anyways, that's something I'd like to see her looked at. But overall, I think she does have some potential, like with the heal. Some of the tactics I picked up playing Moji, and again, I'm freaking out because, you know, I just think that there's a lot to learn about Moji, and I'm excited about her. And I just don't know if it's going to be something that catches on in the community, or if it takes some more time. Obviously, Talus didn't start out really quickly, but he caught on really well, and now he's obviously what he is now, which is a very top tier flank. The one tactic I found that's really good is poking. Moji's actually pretty good at poking from long range. Because she doesn't have fall offs, hitting for 250 from anywhere on the map is really, really good. And so that's very good on longer maps. It's very good on any maps. I poked out snipers. One of the things you could do is actually kind of shoot shield and get the bonus damage on the people that have shot you while your left mouse button is firing and traveling through the air. So you can actually throw your left mouse button, someone shoots you, you pop your shield immediately, somebody shoots you right away, and while that is traveling, the mark will apply to the person you were shooting at and instantly apply that 775. So they could be thinking they're going to hit for, you know, 250, they shoot you, pop the shield, and it's already traveling, boom, 750 damage. That really turns the poke in your favor. And a lot of times you could just bait it out as well, like they're going to have to move, otherwise they have the magic mark applied, they'll take 750, and I think this is an extremely, extremely valuable asset for her in terms of long-range engagements. The other thing that's really good about Moji is just the shield in general, not the poke, the markup application, but the safety that it provides. Moji on smaller maps can be used as a flank that goes into battle and goes out of battle, especially if you're running Toot. She could be a flank that runs across the battle, gets into the thick of things, and gets out because she's got so many tools to be safe, and her dash is on such a low cooldown when you have the right cards for it. So I think this is going to be something that's very important, and Chronos 3 is something you can build. I think right now I probably shouldn't have gotten Chronos 3 because it maxes out at 50% cooldown, but this does still help my magic shield, I believe. It just doesn't really help my my dash, which I think by Chronos 1 or 2 was probably already on max cooldown with the cards that I had in my loadout. It's not a very long cooldown in general, so it's very interesting, but very, very cool. And I think that Moji has some of that off flank, off healer damage roll and can be very safe. The problem is her burst and her 1v1 isn't great. She does fall a lot to Talus, who's super top tier right now. I don't know how she does against Buck. I haven't played a lot against Buck with Moji, but I would imagine that she could do okay because she can get away before the insane burst. Talus is just such persistent burst with the overcharge. It's very hard to run away and get away from that as Lex attempts to take me down here. But we are just going to scamper and heal up our teammates as well. We get the snack, and this is it. This is what I'm talking about. So hard to get this Ying. It's almost like she gains speed. Like, I slow down, and then she gains all this speed, and I feel like that situation should have been very much in my favor to secure that kill. I used my scamper. Admittedly, I did. She juked left, and I did it. But that's every day. You know, it's every day, bro, like Jake Paul would say. That's not like a one-time situation. That happens all the time. And I think that's a very, I think that's one of the things that's kind of holding Moji back in terms of widespread value. Unlike Drogos, who, you know, more times than not, even though it's difficult, you can get taken down in between. Very easy to land your Dragon Punch if you are not taken down during it. Or during your charge, right? Very easy to kind of hit a target with that, and you are faster than pretty much every target. Very hard to outrun that if you are within the range, right? Which is, you know, you could be 2 inches away and still be within the range and not outrun that. So, again, this is my look at Moji. I apologize again for, you know, some of the frame issues, but I did just want to get this out, and I wanted to just show you guys what's up. If you had any issues, just, you know, you watch it back on 1280 by 720. Jeez Louise, here's that top play as well. And haven't played 3P. Have you guys played 3P in a while? Definitely check it out, guys. I said I was going to do a giveaway, and I do want to do that. I'm going to start it, though. I really want to put out a great video with that giveaway, and so I'm going to delay it for one more video. I apologize for the delay, but I really want to get the Moji thing out. I'm kind of pissed about the frame dropping and all that stuff after getting a really good game, after playing all morning, but it's okay because we're keeping on. I want to make sure that next video, we will be doing a huge giveaway. I'm going to be announcing it. It is Logitech inspired, which means you guys aren't just going to be getting some crystals. You'll be getting some actual gear. So make sure to tune in. I'm going to have the link ready for the next video, so just remember to show up for that one. It's going to be exciting, and thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts about Moji in the comment section below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to stay tuned to my other updates, and as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all next time.